Yo, what's up, guys? It's the author of the program again, once more, and I just thought I'd do a quick overview, a quick tutorial on how to use it, because quite a couple of you seem to be battling with how to set it up and how to use it correctly. So this is valid for version 0.3. This should be valid for quite a while. However, we are working on an add-on that will change quite a bit of the functions, and that will hopefully be launched soon. And also our website, guys, so stay tuned for our website. Hopefully you can contact us quite easily via the website. But anyways, getting back into the program, before we even look at this bot, we have to change two settings in-game, which is click to move. That has to be enabled, otherwise the bot will not run properly. We also need to change interact with targets with you, and I cannot seem to find it. I can never find this damn thing. um, it is, yeah, interact with target. That has to be bound with you. If it's not bound with you, the bot will not lead properly, and it'll cause havoc, just trust me. Right, awesome. I'd also suggest running your game in windowed mode. As you can see, the caption far easier. It's not like a necessity to run it in windowed mode, but I highly suggest it. Right, moving forward from that, before you even launch this bot, your WoW will be open, and you'll realize that the window name is World of Warcraft, right? Once you open the bot should rename World of Warcraft to Created by Dupheadss. If it doesn't do that, you're going to have to reopen the bot maybe once or twice, depending on the version of the bot and also depending on the version of your game. So yeah, just play with that. Before, once your window has been renamed to Created by Dupheadss, it shouldn't be an issue. If your bot crashes, or I don't know, you have to close it somehow and reopen it, it will reattach pretty much instantly. Don't worry about that. Awesome. So once all those things have been done, once your window has been renamed, and once the settings have been changed in-game, you can go ahead and log in to your bot with the password and username provided. Right, there we go, I logged in. And now we can jump back to our main window, and we can see that the features have been enabled. So firstly, I'm going to hit set pixel. You can see that pixel has been already loaded because I have used this bot previously, and it does save the pixel that you use. Otherwise, it would be a bit monotonous doing it every single time. So what we're going to do is going to click set pixel, and if we jump back to our main window, we're going to notice that our mouse cords are being projected to the window. You can see the X and Y right there. So if I jump back into WoW and I target a mob, and now it is important to where you place this pixel. So yeah, you see you have the target here. You don't want to place it on his health, otherwise that would try and kill every mob it ever targeted, including players. You want to place it above that, the banner, so the actual color of the portrait. So in this case it's yellow, which would be a neutral mob, so it will farm any neutral mob it comes across. Right, so I'm going to push F1 once I'm happy with where my mouse cursor is, and also be careful you don't place your mouse over that text there, otherwise that might cause conflict. Oh, I don't seem to have pressed it quite correctly. F1, and now if we jump back to our game window, we'll notice that it stopped tracking. It gives us an X and Y, gives us a color, and it says it's saved. Now next to the bot in the actual folder, you'll notice there's a text file that says pixel, and that will contain this information, so you don't have to do this more than once. Right, now that we've done our pixel, we can go ahead and create our very first profile. And this is going to be a very simple profile because just purely for the time of the video, I'm going to go ahead and call this Druid123. Now, a lot of people have messaged me and they say whenever they click add key, it just adds K. Right, so we can also remove a key if we do make a mistake, but basically you want to highlight the button add key, and then whatever key you press, it will be printed up here, and therefore that will be added to the game, or to the profile at least. So if I push 4 and I hit add, then you see it's added. Now we want to add delay to that because that is a bit quick, so I'm going to add 1,000 milliseconds, which is equivalent to a second delay. And what else do we want to add after that? Let's add 1, and let's actually just save it just like that. We'll keep it really simple. So what we should do is we should cast 4, then wait a second, and cast 1. I know it's going to overlap a bit, but we're going to save it for that right now. I want to stop targeting that mob, otherwise the bot might get a bit trigger happy. And then I'm going to find our profile, which is Druid123, open that up, and then target a mob. I'll try to target a mob that's fairly far so I can get back to the bot. And now you can see that it's doing its thing. The mob is actually getting really happy, and it's pathing weirdly because the profile isn't exactly the best. And now we should run back to that mob any second now. Okay, one moment. Let's just recompile that quickly. We'll log in real quick, load a profile, and we'll call it. We'll load this profile again. Druid, successfully loaded, and let's target a mob that's here. Let's target that mob, and I'll bring this back for us. And now we can see the delay has been loaded correctly, and it is casting. Oh, our auto is not on. That's why I'm a dumbass. Right. So now we saw our profile. It worked. We casted 4, then 1, and we waited a second in between of that. Now the auto loot feature does exactly what you think it would do. It loots the mob once it's been killed. So if we highlight this, we can then go ahead and target a mob down here. And I'll bring this window back onto focus for you, and now we can see with the auto loot checked, it will loot the mob. We do also have events, which keeps track of how many mobs we looted, how many mobs we've killed, and how many seconds the bot has run for. So yeah, also the auto target feature. I see a couple people getting a bit lost with the auto target feature. So there are quite a few ways of doing this as of now. I suggest personally, if you want to farm a specific mob, you create a macro for it, and you say target, and then you would just target the mob's name. So for here, oh wait, the bot will run if I target a mob. My bad. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, we're gonna let it kill this guy. I didn't mean to target that mob. Damn it. Right, so we're gonna let that kill it real quick, and it's looted. But yeah, I would suggest making a macro and then using the name. Or there are different ways of doing it, such as using the actual keybind itself. We'll find that for you. I think it's target nearest enemy, which is conveniently N. Oh, previous enemy. No. We went to target nearest enemy, which would be N. And now if we go ahead and add N, or we'll call it quite a decent delay. We'll 8 seconds, and the key we want to press is N. And now whenever we auto loot or enable it, every 8 seconds it will send N to our window, which will target a new mob and thus run our profile. So if we go back here, and actually N doesn't work apparently because these are neutral mobs. But if they were enemy mobs, they would be targeted because they're enemy. It doesn't work for neutrals apparently. But yeah, and our inventory seems to be full. So if I clear this up a bit, yeah, right, let's quickly talk about events because I don't want this video to get too long. So I'll turn auto targeting off for now. And right, let's go back to our created profile, and now we'll get our events tab. Now, okay, how do I explain this? Okay, so as we saw in the actual main window, we get the events tab and we get stats about the bot, how long it's run for, how many mobs we've killed, and how many mobs we've looted. Now, events trigger on these things. So if we name this event, let's do a Hearthstone event 1, 2, 3, because I've done this before. And now we're going to want to select use, because we're going to want to use an item in our inventory, and we're going to want to use Hearthstone. I just want to double check how to spell this. Hearthstone. I spelled it correctly the first time. And once we're happy with that, we're going to hit save event, and it will be saved. Now what we can do is choose the event that we want to trigger it with. So for example, if I say I wanted to trigger it on mobs looted, we're going to go ahead and find Hearthstone 1, 2, 3, and once we hit OK, it'll print what it has to do, and that is correct. So now we're going to say once you've killed more than 4 mobs, ooh, not 74, once we killed more than 4 mobs, we're going to want to use our Hearthstone. And that will be 1 more than, because we're already at 4, so once it kills 5, it will be greater than 4, and thus it's using our Hearthstone. So let's quickly just target this guy and jump back to the window, and as you can see, it is doing its thing as normally and looted, and now the event will update, and we're using our Hearthstone. That is a very, very rough overview. There's a lot more you can do with the profiles and events. I hope this kind of helped some of you guys. I know it's very basic and very simple, and the targeting wasn't too great because there was neutral mobs, but as I said earlier, you could just make a macro, and then in here you would say /target, target your desired mob. So let's just say, I don't know, a dog, and then you would put it as a keybind, let's say 4, and then you jump back here and you would add to your auto target. Instead of N, you would just add 4, and then hit auto target, and then every 8 seconds it would press 4, which would thus target a mob that